That dropped to 1.4. That's not good. So that simply means I didn't have enough fat yesterday. Okay. That's not good. So I'll make sure to get that back up today for sure. Huh. Okay guys, so it's been a little bit of a busy morning as always. I told you guys early on that this week was going to get a little chaotic, but I just wanted to address a few things. So first, my weight dropped, which I'm happy about. It's 0.2 pounds, and at first I started to get down about it because 0.2 pounds doesn't really seem like anything. However, I'm trying to remember that since I'm measuring every day, I'm not going to see these big changes that you guys might see on a weekly or monthly basis. So with me losing, I think around 6.5, close to 7 pounds now, I had to even remind myself. I tell people all the time, hey, you lost a pound of fat in a week, that's awesome, and people get down. Now I'm starting to find myself do that, so I just want to show you guys what 1 pound of fat looks like. This is what 1 pound of fat looks like as a replica. I ordered it from a website to show clients, and so within what, today is day 13, I think today is day 13 or day 14. It's basically been 2 weeks, and within 2 weeks I've lost 6 to 7 of these, right? Or about 3 to 3.5 of these per week. And so I know I'm on the right path. I just have to be patient, and that's what you guys need to remember too, is that you didn't put the weight on overnight. It's going to take time to, to lose it. So just stay consistent. That's the key. You just got to be patient. Another thing I got a little bit down about was my blood ketone levels dropped. They dropped to about 1.4. At first I was kind of confused. I had to watch my videos and kind of reflect of what I did over the last few days, and I'm pretty sure it's because I didn't follow through with my intermittent fasting. Remember, intermittent fasting is another tool to get into a deeper nutritional ketosis, which will help with weight loss and whatnot. I'm okay with it. It's almost, it's about a half hour till 1 right now. I'll probably end up having my first meal at 1 or 1:30. So I went to Five Guys and got a triple cheeseburger with extra cheese, grilled mushrooms, grilled green bell peppers, grilled tomatoes, and since it's usually not a fatty cut of beef, it's usually 85 lean, 15 fat, I'm gonna add some more fat with a ripe avocado, and that will give me plenty of fat to kind of add within this dish. So that's gonna be my dinner for tonight, and then probably a keto coffee before I go to bed. All right, guys, and that's pretty much the end of day number 14. We're almost halfway through this 30-day challenge. I've lost about 6.5 pounds. My body fat has dropped, and I know that I've been in a deep nutritional ketosis. A deep nutritional ketosis is anywhere between 1.5 to 3.0 millimolars. So with me hitting 1.4 this morning, I'm slightly out of a deep nutritional ketosis, but I'm still in ketosis. And I'm pretty confident of why that happened, and that's because I didn't fast properly yesterday. And what I mean by that is I end up not fasting for a full 16 hours, and I end up having some branched chain amino acids through a energy drink like Bane energy drink, which we talked about earlier. And that kind of brings me up to my next point that I wanted to let you guys know, which was I'm going to be throwing in the towel with intermittent fasting. Not ketogenic diet, not 30-day challenge or anything like that, but just with the fasting. It's a little bit too much on my plate right now with everything going on with work and all these certifications I have going on, like with the Spartan certification that you guys know about, and I also have a friend's birthday and this trip coming up, and it's just too much. And it's kind of burning me out, especially with all these videos. I'm trying to videotape everything, and at the end of the day I'm trying to edit these huge videos so that way it's decent enough to watch,
to the point where it's still educational, but also a little bit more entertaining to the point where it encourages you to watch the following day's video. But, I'm kind of digressing. The point being is, it's just not something I want to kind of add on top of a pile that is already overwhelming. So I'm just going to try to make sure that I'm anywhere between 1.5 to 3.0 millimolars in a deep nutritional ketosis without intermittent fasting, and starting tomorrow morning without MCT oils. So it's a little bit past 9. It's about 9:15, and I'm having my last meal of the night, which is keto coffee. It has 2 tablespoons of MCT oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, coconut oil, as well as heavy cream. So this is going to help me get my fats up, and then hopefully tomorrow morning my blood ketones are 1.5 or higher. I had my last main solid real food meal tonight, which was Five Guys. It was 3 cheeseburgers, 2 slices of cheese, a lot of sauteed vegetables with avocado that I added on top of it. And if that doesn't get my fat back up, then I'm really going to need to kind of sit down and look at my diet and figure out what's going on. I'm going to be stopping MCT oil, and the reason I want to do that is because I want to show you guys that I can have my millimolars between 1.5 to 3.0 without taking some type of ketogenic supplement, whether it's MCT oil, whether it's exogenous ketones, which have BHB, beta hydroxybutyrate, or any other keto supplement. And the reason I want to show you guys that is because I'm not a big believer in supplements. I feel like it's sort of a way of cheating to get into ketosis, and the whole reason you want to measure if you're in ketosis with your blood ketone meter, which is it measures BHB in your blood versus like acetoacetate, which is the breathalyzer one. The reason you want to measure is because if you are at 1.5 or higher, you know that you've burned through most of your glycogen, if not all, and there's definitely no more glucose in your bloodstream, and you're eating enough fat, so your liver's producing enough ketone bodies, which is going to give you energy for your brain as well as energy to kind of do everything else. And that means you're burning fat efficiently. So if we put you at a caloric deficit, then with exercise as well, then you're going to be using your stored fat for energy versus, kind of burning through any glycogen. So if we could do that from eating real food, nutrient dense, organic non-GMO produce, pasture raised meats, just real food versus kind of cheating with supplements, that's the big picture. That's what you want to do. Yes, it's going to help you lose weight and look more defined and feel more confident, but it's also going to do things like reduce inflammation and improve your insulin sensitivity levels, and it's also going to help with brain cognitivity and prevent Alzheimer's, and it's going to do so many other things that you don't even have a clue about. But it is a great lifestyle. If you want to maintain weight or lose weight, that's a great way of living, is to eat a low carb, high fat diet. Now, if you want to build muscle, you probably do need to start eating certain carbs like potatoes and rice and all these other things, but we'll talk about that way down the road. Right now, we're just talking about weight loss. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was how a low carb, high fat diet has improved my marriage. It's kind of hard to explain, but what I can tell you is that if I'm eating bad, I end up having like these huge rises and crashes with my insulin, and on those crashes I have extreme mood swings, and those mood swings end up being taken out on my wife, where like I might get hangry. I think everyone has kind of experienced being angry from a lack of low blood sugar, and I might end up snapping at her, or I just turn to this person that really isn't me. So when I'm eating a high fat, low carb diet, I end up having more leveled blood sugar levels, right? My insulin levels are kind of chill, and I feel satiated for a long period of time, and I end up kind of being a more easygoing, laid back person where I don't have these mood swings anymore. And that's why I really wanted to do the ketogenic diet, not only to lose the weight, but to kind of be the person that I used to be. And my wife met me when I was, in my prime. You guys used to see those photos of me where I was like 180 pounds at 8% body fat. That's how she met me. And then you cut all the way to the new me that is like 30 pounds overweight, 20% body fat, 208 pounds or higher. You guys can imagine what that does to my self-confidence. And I used to be this outgoing, energetic, loving life type of person, and I always want to go out of the house and meet people and like exercise, go on these hikes, just get the most out of my youth in my 20s. And then when I gained all this weight, I started wearing all these black clothes. I would wear a lot of sweatshirts. I would turn into this like hermit crab and never want to go out. I never want to interact with people because I was really embarrassed. Like one of the main questions that you get asked when you meet somebody new is they say, oh, what do you do for a living? And if I say I'm a personal trainer, they would kind of look at me like, oh, you don't really look like one, and that was pretty hard for me to kind of overcome. And now 6 years later, I'm still struggling with it, and I hide it well. I've learned how to kind of mask it over the years, but I don't want to do that anymore. I want to wear shirts. I don't want to wear Nike pullovers or anything like that. I want to wear colors. I don't want to wear any black shirts. And I know that my job could be so much easier if I could walk the talk. It's really hard for a person to listen to you and believe you when you're not actually taking your own advice, you know what I mean? And I know I don't look horrible, right? But to me, I can't approach anyone confidently as a personal trainer or to preach health and fitness, nutrition, whatever it may be, if I'm 20% body fat. So that's affected my marriage in a lot of ways, physically, emotionally, spiritually, everything that you can imagine, on the breaking point where it could have been a make or break for our marriage. Like either we're going to split up or things have to change. Not from her, but from me. And, that's pretty personal, but I just want to be honest with you guys because after, training people for 10 plus years, this is a normal thing for a lot of married people. That's why it's important for me to really finish this, to have this big before and after, not only because it will improve my work, not only because it will help improve my health, but most importantly, it will improve my confidence, which therefore makes everything better. It will make my marriage better. It will help me meet new people and kind of grow my friendships. It will help my job. It will help everything. You have to know why you're doing this, why it matters, and you have to remind yourself that nothing's going to feel as good as confidence does. You need to feel that level of confidence to truly be yourself. Otherwise, if you end up feeling insecure, you're going to be a little bit more aggressive, you're going to be a little bit more snappy, you're going to have this inner monologue where you might feel bad about yourself. And if you can't love yourself, then you're going to prevent other people from loving you as well, because you can't naturally be that outgoing, fun, energetic person that people naturally want to gravitate to. You end up being a snappy, insecure, aggressive hermit crab that never wants to talk to anyone. So that's why it's really important. But tomorrow morning, I'm going to have some keto coffee. I'm not going to do intermittent fasting anymore. We'll check my blood ketone levels, see if they're back up to 1.5 or higher. And we'll also check my weight and body fat. And I am going to be working out tomorrow as well. That's for sure. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at the halfway mark.